On, guys, check this out. The snooter is a cuddle bug. It was hard for me to break away from just cuddling with her, but we're getting into a really fun interview and topic today with my friend Wendy, and she'll be joining us pretty darn soon, talking about fun breath work and other wellness practices for a nice happy spring detoxification and feeling your best at this start of the year. Both of us are a part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, which is on day 3 right now. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, after this, or if you all of a sudden just want to, you can check it out. I'll pin that in the comments. You can grab it from myself or from Wendy on her personal profile. I see that she's in here, so we're gonna invite her now. Both of us have books in there. That's 36 books for just $49, worth over $2,300. Wendy, what's going on?
Hello.
How you doing? Snooter decided to join us today. She couldn't help it. She's just a cuddle one.
Yay! So nice.
How are you
I'm
doing?
so lucky you jumped in the shower again.
Actually, I had a bath about 2 hours ago, but then I put a beanie on. So, yeah, today I was needing a bath. It's a tough one. You want one? You want one? I if I can, talking about practices and stuff, like I like to take a bath. I usually like to every day, but at least a few times a week.
Yeah, I understand.
It'd be so nice.
That's the luxury of having a house.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I've been in situations where I only had a bath when I'd go home to my parents' house, like every once in a while. And I remember actually, I think the longest I've went out without a bath is like maybe like a handful of months, like 3 or 4 months without any bath. But yeah, I know some people go a lot longer than that.
Exactly. I just used to shower and call to my mom and dad. You want a bath? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I think I grew up in a bathing family, so it was always a coveted thing, except for my brother. He wasn't a big bather. But we're getting a little bit off topic here.
Sorry.
It's all good. I guess really it is kind of on topic because baths and stuff are a good kind of a good health ritual, and different things we can do for overall wellness. And I know that's kind of what we're going to be getting into, breath work and other fun practices.
Yeah.
So I would love actually for you to kick it off because, this is the first time in a little while since you've been on my Instagram. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself and, where people can find you and where you're at and some of the stuff you're excited about doing this summer?
About me. Oh, that's so cool. I want to ask you about all this, but yeah, I can, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you want. But you first.
Yeah, so I'm Wendy. I'm now actually living in Spain. We rented out this apartment, so I'm trying out new cool places to sit for the video.
Yeah.
So today
I moved.
I've been traveling before, all over the place, in the United States and in Israel and in Europe. Well, of course, but I already saw Europe and in Thailand and visiting festivals everywhere. And I got all inspired at my first UK festival to organize my own Dutch food festival because I thought like people on mainland Europe need one too. And the one in Denmark, Louise, she decided to stop that. And Peter moved to Croatia, organized some cool retreats over there. So I decided we need one again and made me do the Dutch food festival. And I'm actually a natural health therapist. So it's called officially AIM-1 therapy, eclectic, energetic naturopathy. And yeah, look, that people, it's a mouthful. People never like, what is it? So eclectic, that means that you can pick the best of all your knowledge. Just pick the best practice that is suitable for this person right now. Yeah, so that, and then energetic means that you work with energy. And well, all of us on the raw vegan diet know that if you eat like that, it just raises your energy. Physically, you feel more energy, you need less sleep. But also, it's been shown that it raises your vibration of your soul, like the essence of your being as well, which usually creates people like to have a better intuition or a better awareness of themselves and a better awareness of, wow, this is the right choice for me, not from the body that is screaming or the mind that's babbling, but from this deep inner knowing that you're able to sort of like channel this information and this energy. So the natural health therapist over here, they work with energies like that, and it can be with food. But my education was actually not about food. There's everything but food. So I just added the food department to it.
Yeah.
And what we do is we try to help people the best we can by going into the cause of their issues. So looking at an emotional, mental, and physical level. Mm-hmm. And so in this way, we can ask the client like super specific questions, like when did this happen before? And have you ever had this feeling in your life before? And like, when is the youngest that you can remember? And then you can really go back to when it got started. And usually what we see then is that you already learned what you wanted to learn there. And maybe it was a shitty experience, but you grew from it. And it's not necessary to repeat it again. And with the right questions, we can channel as well energy with the person, and so with the client. And then you can change, for example, the belief that you're not worthy, which a lot of people
for sure
still hang on, you know, they're looking at themselves and looking at confirmation that they're actually not worthy. But, you know, this is one of the things that a general thing that a lot of people have. But there are a lot of other ones. Like, I had a funny one that was like, I'm married to God. I had this belief, and I was like, huh? Yeah. And you can muscle test all these kind of beliefs. So I tested a lot. And then when I removed that, wow, I felt so much lighter. And
Kitty's going crazy. Sorry, my camera's going nuts here. The cat's behind it trying to chew on it. Sorry.
Okay, the cat. Maybe the cat was married to God one time too. Who knows?
She could have been. Yeah, you never know.
So we have these strange limiting beliefs that are like stuck in our essence, in our soul at some level. Mm-hmm. And as an energetic therapist, you guide actually the person, the client, towards whatever it is that's blocking them. Either it's a limiting belief and a limiting feeling, a repetitive
thought
behavior,
patterns or beliefs, or
so things that repeat in your life that are so annoying, and you know you shouldn't do it, or you know, like I had at one point somebody who had like their 8th car crash. 8.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And you know that just means something. Yeah. And so then you go see like what it is, and you'll be able to find the cause. And with Theta healing, you guide it, you take the belief away, and you just fill the gap with unconditional love of source. And this is what you as a therapist you actually speak some sort of a channel, you know, like I'm the river bed, and the river flows through, you know. I'm not the river. I am not the water. The water just comes, and it actually feels like that, and then it cleanses you. And I just decided that we should add high vibrational food to this practice.
Why not? Yeah, it all definitely raises each other up, right? I guess any of those practices just help facilitate the other. And it really is amazing, I think, you know, the limiting beliefs and thought patterns that we can carry on that just get stuck, and, you know, they become so habitual, you don't even recognize them, but they're still in your matrix, right? And it's like, it plays out over and over, or in different ways in your life. But like that, it seems to me that awareness of them seems to be a really key factor. You know, I think a lot of people are unaware of those things, and sometimes it takes like an outside perspective to be able to see those and help others key in on those.
Yeah, that's why we are each other's mirror. And as a therapist, you really try to be very clear and objective and mirror back that's what the person's saying. And just, it's all about like the psychology of asking the right questions.
Yeah.
And it's also about this, to really be grounded in the moment that I do that, or yeah, when I work, I need to be really grounded in order to connect to source. I'll be grounded. So that's always something that I teach people as well. Like if you don't know anymore, you're lost, you're just flying all over the place with your energy. You know, you're tuning in all over the place. You know, you even for example, you check what your kid is doing, or why the cat's walking, or somebody I don't know across the street is walking, but what's going on in my life? What I have to make a decision. And you know, you don't know what to do. You are lost.
Yeah.
So then it's really important to connect with your body, and you can do that in many ways. You can sit down and meditate. For me, it's really an inner, how do you say that? Like a thing you do, like taking this cup. I take it like that. I do it, and it's the same with this grounding. It's something you do, but not with your physical body, I guess.
Yeah.
And there is, you mentioned breath work. I totally love that. Like you can really use your breath to change your vibration, to ground, or to connect to different aspects of the essence that is you. And that's really a beautiful practice. There's also things like smells, the essential oils. They're very strong in the smells. There's the homeopathy, where there's like an essence of a certain plant, or I have one that have moon energy, for example, or water from big ocean, things like that, and rock water from I don't know, like somewhere, some awesome mountain, and they all have that little vibration that can just trigger the right thing inside you to ground you, or to open up a blockage or something like that. And this is all energy work, and they all help you ground. And when you can ground, you can connect to source. And and this is actually, I think that we are all channels.
Yeah.
We have to channel our own essence. That's what we're doing, and that's what everybody, I guess, is trying to do without being conscious, aware of that humans do it. Because without it, you're just a body robot, I guess.
Or putting up false pictures and stuff like that, I guess. But so
and there's also the psychological aspect, of course, of the ego, that is the thing in your brain that is trained, and that's not the essence. That's just that's your brain putting, that's your thinking, and it's working together. I mean, you need your brain.
Yeah.
Like you need the processor, you need your circuits, like in the computer, and then you need programs on it. And if you have a bunch of shitty programs, and you have this other beautiful program, but it's full of it's a gigantic mess, the beautiful program will not be able to go through.
No, exactly. So, it seems to me that the mind is such a useful tool, but when it gets wrapped up in fear, or trying to be tricky, or trying to be overly clever, or like anything like that, then it can be kind of covering up your true essence of abundance and love and connection, because it's like coming from that energy of lack or fear.
Yes, and this is our bodies. A thought can create an emotion, but an emotion also creates thoughts. And even though we're not, like, we think that we're not thinking, most people always are thinking. That's just you're just not aware that these thoughts go so fast, and they usually. I think it's 98% of our thoughts are unconscious, and they're just come and go.
Yeah.
Meaning that we're only aware of these 2%, and the rest is this automatic program. Like when you were abandoned as a baby, that's something like you went to the hospital.
How did you know that? I'm just joking.
Know that? You have that?
I was saying, like, how did you know I was abandoned as a baby? But I was just joking. I wasn't.
No, but like just imagine that you have to go to the hospital for something, and your parents give you to the nurse, and the nurse puts you in the bed, and you're like there, you're a baby, but there's nobody there to help you, and you're just crying for 4 hours. And for a baby, that's an eternity, and it creates a circuit in your brain saying, I'll always be abandoned, nobody loves me. And then you're like 20, 30, 40, and you still have this shitty belief, and you still have this emotion that you had back then, because you just need to nourish the baby inside yourself at that moment. And yeah, that's what's creating the ego. It's part of the personality of this person that got abandoned for 4 hours because it's an emotional trauma. And every time something happens, the ego is matching it with this event, and then, oh my God, you're crying again, you're anxious, you're fearful. And some people get really also like super aggressive because I will not let this happen again. But that's like attacking yourself instead of solving the problem. And this is creating thoughts again. And then it goes in this vicious circle of thoughts, emotions, and trying to survive, which I see a lot of people that, you know, what happened in the last 2 years in this survival mode. And I was just with somebody like, you know, don't go in the baby fear mode. Know that it's a part of you. Know it was an event that happened in the past. And just try to focus on the now. Like in the now is the only moment that you are. There is only the now. And time is just an illusion, you know? Like the next moment, there's another moment.
Yep. Who knows? Wherever you are, there you are. That's true.
I'm getting a little bit distracted. But anyway, I love to talk about this philosophy.
Yeah, no, it's all good stuff, you know, and it was interesting because you were mentioning about, you know, the need to ground and things like that. And going back to raw food diet, sometimes people say that, you know, raw foodists, or that if you eat a lot of raw foods, it can make you kind of up in the clouds and a little less grounded. You know, I've actually experienced the opposite. I find that when people are really, you know, a well-versed, you know, sufficient raw food diet, that they're pretty grounded. But why do you think that is, that people associate, you know, people on lighter diets with being a little bit more airy? And, you know, you already did mention a little bit about processes to ground, but what are some of your favorite, like, actual kind of protocols for grounding?
All right. So the reason that people that go on raw, that eat like regular diet before, that they feel that they're airy, that they're flying away, I think because literally they are. They are, the food that they were eating before was keeping them grounded. It was keeping them grounded in the heavy emotions, and they're used to living in this way. Then when you eat raw, it's light. The vibration of the all energy really goes up. It's a higher energy. Yes, a higher frequency. Thank you, naturopath. And this higher frequency, they're not used to that. So they get a little bit fearful. Okay. And that's the worst you can do, because when you're having fear, if you have the human body, like this, I'm a human body, then it blocks the bottom chakra. And that's the one that grounds you, because you're like closing everything because you're afraid. And you're closing yourself from the connection with the earth. So you're ungrounding yourself and you're flying away. And then there's this fear, and you keep this fear circulating. And then a lot of them say, no, that's not true. I'm not really afraid. Why are you so tense? You know, it's a little fear. So I think that's what's happening in a lot of cases, that there is a different feeling in the body that is not recognized yet. And there is a second theory I have. Actually, I'm just convinced of these theories, but I'm always open for other people's opinions and and all that. The second one is that when you raise your frequency by eating raw food, I'm not saying you're already not so grounded and you're flying away and airy, then you have these traumas, which I spoke about before. Everybody has some.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of them are so low that they cannot come with you to this higher vibration. So they come out in the visible. They are come out to the place where you can see them and recognize them. And then when they're out in the open, you have to do something with. So this is also the reason a lot of people say, I cannot do this diet. It's making me crazy. I eat, I take my coffee, I ate a lot of bread, I'm grounded again. So they don't have to look at the fear. And this is not, I'm not saying these people do that consciously, like they're not really aware.
Yeah,
of
for
this
sure.
process. That's what I see. Like, I see that, okay, there is this thing coming up, and we're not all therapists. So as somebody else like me or you can see in our neighbor person, like, okay, there is this emotional thing that needs to be addressed, or there's this psychological pattern of this way of thinking, or the way you behave that needs to be addressed right now, because it's such a low vibration, cannot come with you if you stay raw.
Yeah.
So that moment, I think, is a lesson for the soul that is presenting you a gift to learn your lesson and to get rid of the shit. You feel a whole lot better. Like your backpack's full of crap, just empty it.
Yeah.
So I think this is a gift that you, at this moment, wow, here it is. You see this thing? You can solve it now. And before, you were just having, I don't know, knee pain or something. But then you solve the problem, and well, all of a sudden you don't have any knee pain anymore. And you feel a whole lot lighter, and you can stay raw. I'm just doing like an example summary, yeah? Yeah. So that's my second theory of the airy people.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, you know, and I mean, I think, you know, when you said that, you know, maybe we see that in other people, and I think that's through us experiencing it ourselves. You know, like I know just like yourself and other people I've met who are on a raw food path, we've gone through a lot of letting go and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of digging deep into different things that come up, because like you said, you know, I mean, you start introducing these high vibrational foods, it's going to bring, you know, a whole bunch of stuff up. It's going to be really facilitating that deep dive. And if you're not really willing to face that, or, you know, unconsciously you're trying to avoid that, you're going to do anything you can to push that back down. And whether that's low vibrational foods, or whether that's numbing foods, you know, foods that just push that vibe back down.
Yeah.
It's one and the same, I find, you know?
Yeah. And I can tell you a secret.
I
didn't do that since I started raw 6 years ago. But this last year, I did it one time. I was like, I am done now. I'm going crazy with these emotions. I don't want any more. I'm done with the world. I quit and I ate potato.
Oh my God, potatoes. Isn't it beautiful that that's like a, oh my God, and then I ate potato. Like that's a pretty awesome place.
Afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
But it was good.
Physically or mentally or emotionally.
So this is the worst example. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to try. I was just like, what the heck? Everybody does that. I haven't done that in the last 5.5 years. Cannot harm that bad, but it really does not feel good in your intestines.
Didn't feel good for you,
at all.
No, yeah. Yeah. You know, another thing that I find with airy people, especially when they're new, because I find often with raw food, it's like once you've been doing it for a while and you've learned how to maintain your body weight and like, you know, you've really got it down. Most of the time when I meet raw fooders like that, they're not really completely airy. You know, I find them to be generally pretty grounded in themselves. But I find in the first few weeks, months, and years, a raw foodist may end up under eating. And then, you know, when they're running on fumes, well, what are those fumes going to be doing? They're going to be leaving them up in the air, you know?
Yes, and that's also a thing. Like I know that you're not a fan of fasting, but I did some fasting, and also I think because I did a lot of energetic practices since I was a teenager, I'm very well to recognize it within myself. Yeah. So when I was doing I was doing intermittent fasting. In the beginning, I really had to eat at 9 in the evening and 7 in the morning, you know, otherwise I wake up shaking and stuff like that. And then later it got, that went away when I went on raw, and after 6 months that went away, knowing that my sugar issues were, you know, better because probably that. But then when I was going to do this intermittent fasting, I could just feel it. I could just feel that, like my brain was getting foggy. It was getting cold, sweaty-ish. I'm like, okay, now I'm going too far. And people say, I know there's people that do a water or dry fast like 1 day, or water fast 3 days, or 10 days, or 20 days. Yeah. But back then, for me, I just could feel at 12, you know, midday at noon, I could just feel like, okay, this is my limit. And I was just flying away. I was just not, like, totally disorientated, and creating weird smelly sweat and shaky things, and
going pretty deep.
This is my moment. I have to go eat now and drink, and
And I'm not against fasting by any means. I've done fasting myself, and some of my good friends are fasting practitioners. But I do think in these days and times, it's a little bit, for some people, it's a preoccupation, you know, like a obsession with fasting and detox, you know. But
Yeah, I don't want to go too far
Yeah.
with that. But I just give it as an example because when you do not eat, you know, like you say, you got the fumes going through your head and you're flying away. And it's really like that. It's really almost impossible to ground in a body that is completely in stress because the body's just completely stressed out.
Yeah.
And you're in fight and flight mode and you're not in happy enjoying my life and, you know, delicious raw vegan fruit mode.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's great because I mean, that really just showcases everything can have its time and place. And it to me, it always kind of brings back the story of the turtle and the hare, you know? And I mean, there are many ways to do things and no way is right or wrong. But what I have seen is, you know, the turtle way where you're going towards a goal, but you're not racing towards it, often brings a little bit less kind of trauma and back and forth, you know? And sometimes we need the trauma. I think sometimes we need the trauma because it paints a clear picture and tells us this is what we want. This isn't what we want. You know, it's like knocking our head. But sometimes it's nice to learn from both, right? And then make a more clear decision.
Yeah. And we could be anything in between. We don't have to be super slow towards our
Absolutely.
goal or racing up and down and failing. We can be anything in between. And for some people, it's good to jump right in. And like for me, it was a revelation. It was just a relief for my body. Yeah. To jump right in, like just fruit. My body was, woohoo, Wendy,
rocket fuel.
Finally. And with when I finally started on juice, it was the same. Yeah. Like I would have one meal a day and the rest would be juice. And if I would have grapes right now, I'd do it because this is just something that for me is still good. You also got very big birds flying like close to your window?
No, it just started raining. Like all of a sudden, just boom, just started raining.
Okay. I don't know what these things called, these big, gigantic white birds that here at the beach.
Like seagulls?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
We got small
you're by
ones
the
and
sea.
big ones.
You were mentioning like you've been traveling a whole bunch and lived a bunch of places. Right now, like what would you say is your favorite, maybe 2 or 3 places you've lived and why?
Lived?
Yeah, well, let's say
is
like
staying 1 month called living?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Because this is the first I register, you know?
Yeah.
I think if I could, I'd stay in Arizona.
Yeah. Arizona's pretty sick. You're in Phoenix?
Yeah, I was in Phoenix. Well, I was in Vegas and then traveling Tucson and Phoenix and this place. It's not near Sedona, but it's like a little bit north. I was just walking around there. It was amazing. But I love also the South. Like this is a desert, but there's things that grow. I don't know. The energy was so
crazy energy.
I was like, I love it here.
Yeah.
I love this energy. So we went back up north to Roswell, New Mexico, and it was really. But I loved Arizona, and that was really a cool place that I could stay. Yeah.
Did you go to Sedona? You said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty beautiful. I've only been there a week, but pretty intense energy in those areas, and then also over in Nevada in Joshua Tree, pretty beautiful too.
Yeah, I spent a couple of nights in Joshua Tree, but you know, a tent with not really a cover, like it was only mesh, and it was like 4 degrees.
Oh wow, that's
so
cold.
cold. I don't know, we were like backpacking, so we didn't have like winter stuff with us, you know. Like on the wind, and it was blowing. But yeah, it's a beautiful place down there. Yeah, and I'm talking about that because I visited Belize, for example, and the tropics. I like to visit them. I love the fruits, but really, so much mosquitoes and rain is just not my thing. I'm more of a give me something dry.
Yeah, me too, actually. I like subtropical or drier kind of climates a little bit more. I find the tropics a little too sticky, a little bit too buggy, a little bit too hot. And just like you, I like to travel there, especially for surfing and some fruits and friends. But year round, I think it would turn me very lazy.
Yeah, so now I am here in Spain. I'm trying to figure out if the south in Andalusia or the north in Catalonia, both in the Mediterranean, what is the best place? And I think in between is the best place, but there's, You know, it changes so much. Here we have the mountain. It's 400 meters high, and there is the sea. It's just like 30 minutes in between. The distance you have to pass is up. It's not so far on the map. It's just up. And that's really, even if you go 10 kilometers south or 50 or 100, it's so different. Like every mountain we have here, then there is a flat part, and then the temperature doesn't drop so much. Then there is a place, there's so much more rain than the other places. So these little climates within a country can make also a lot of different, can make a difference. Yeah, can make a difference. So I really like this area compared to the Netherlands where we were before. It rains here, and now we had like a week. Oh, it was terrible weather. Like that's weather you have in the Netherlands from October to March. Here, there's like this. Here's some days, and here's some days, and here's some days. And when it rains, usually it starts in the evening, and then there's a storm, and then you come outside in the morning. Like, oh my God, everything is so wet. It rained so hard, and then the sun is there, and you're like, wow, what
so fresh.
Rain in the night.
Yeah, that's perfect. That sounds so fresh. It makes me think of the Big Island. Is it the Big Island in Hawaii that has completely different microclimates on different sides? And I remember like one time kind of being in the rainforest, and then later that day I went over to the desert side, you know, in Kona, and like, yeah, but it's nice to have that. I never visited,
but it's on my list.
I think Hawaii is it's actually the only place on earth that I've been that as soon as I got off the plane, I immediately felt my heart open and say, I'm home. Like, and I don't think I actually want to live there, but energetically, that's what happened. You know, like more politically is probably why I wouldn't want to live there, and cost, but just completely energetically, I was just like, boom, like it's a very fresh, like inviting, open energy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I had this, like when I was going from to Las Vegas to go there, you know, like traveling around just between Utah and Arizona, like this whole, this whole area, just tipped off Nevada, and, you know, like the rest of, I was just, I don't know, like you say, home, like, wow. Yeah. But that's also because I went there because I had these dreams and feelings. And I made a vision board apparently at school, in primary school. And I made a vision board in 2015. And the first one was just the kids painting in my kids box with my mom and dad. And the second one is in my special box, you know, with love letters from school and, cute little things you made, you know. And then before our travel, before we really left the Netherlands, and I was already friend with somebody who lived in this north of Sedona. I don't remember the exact place. And I saw this photo of, oh, look, this is where I live. And it was just a simple caravan. And in the back, you saw the landscape, and I started crying like, oh my God, where is this? So, hello, who are you? Where do you live? And so he's like, yeah, I live in Oak Creek or something. So it's north of Sedona. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow, I should go there one time. And so I saved this photo. And then a year later or something, we went traveling. And I opened it I had boxes everywhere with my mom and dad. So I just decided to throw everything away. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's my vision board for 2015. Oh, my God, it's the picture. Like, it's the same thing that's on behind his caravan.
No way.
Wow. But I didn't know that. Like, I just got it out of some magazine as I'm traveling the world. This is a beautiful mountain. Yeah. And then later I went to my kids box, and I look at these kids. Well, I keep all of them now together, and like, oh no, it is not exactly the same photo, but the colors of the rock are exactly the same. So I looked it up, and one thing is this, Oak Creek Canyon is like north of Sedona, and the other one is just a little bit above that. And I was like, okay, this is very strange. Like, one was taken from the east and the other one from the north or something. And it's not Monument Valley or any of these special.
Just a place.
Just a place. So I had to go there. And yeah, this is also, I think, that when I got to the area, not really in Sedona yet, that I was feeling so home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maybe depending, maybe I believe in past lives and things, or I also believe that some energies resonate with my soul. So actually it resonated with something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know about Hawaii, but I know Eric here, he says, if I go to Hawaii, I'm going home and I'm not coming back.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, you know, and then sometimes people get a little bit of island fever after a while and then they leave. And it's the same with Sedona. I mean, both are powerful energies, you know. I mean, Hawaii is like the youngest place on earth, I hear, and it's got pretty fresh energies, but sometimes those places spit people out as well. But I cannot deny that it was one of the most amazing home feelings I've ever had. And I've heard a lot of people say that, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, kind of in the spirit of service to those listening. We got a nice group of people here. What would you say if somebody is, you know, like on this path and they're feeling frazzled, you know, whether that's areas we talked about or they're feeling kind of intense emotions? What might be some of the self-practices that you'd really recommend diving into and some practical steps to employing those in their life?
Yes, this, like you asked me before, right? Like, what's the favorite means of grounding?
Yeah.
So I think the most easiest way to ground is to distract yourself from whatever thought that you're having and whatever negative feeling you have. And usually people try to distract themselves, for example, with TV. Do not do that, but go do something like exercise.
Yeah.
And not just some light walking, but really do something that makes you like breathe, like really tired, like go running, you know?
Like this stuff?
No, you have to do cardio.
Oh, cardio. Okay.
Well, you can do that, but then you have to do it until you're out of breath. The thing is to be out of breath, because if you're out of breath, the only thing you can do is keep breathing and breathing to get enough oxygen to your muscles, and your body is totally working on the body and you're grounding in your body.
Yeah.
I think that is for everybody the easiest way. And then there's people, yeah, but I'm in a wheelchair and I have this. There must be something that gets you out of breath. If it's walking the stairs 3 times and maybe you can do the 4th, do the 4th.
Yeah.
It's and you have to want it, of course. You really have to say, okay, I'm doing something about it. If you just go like, yeah, I ran for 1 minute, it didn't work. Yeah, okay. You really want
give it a little bit more than that.
Yes, it's like you don't really want. You really have to try something. And for me, I really watch my body. Like I'm sitting, I'm talking. I know that I'm like here with my breath and my feeling. And then every now and then I think, oh yeah, okay, I got to go down. Maybe just sit different, take a deeper breath, relax. Oh, how's my pelvic floor doing? I'm having all these muscles tensed up, you know, let's relax the muscles a little bit. And yeah, that really helps. And sometimes it's also the environment that affects us. And yeah, IKEA, Media Markt, you know, gigantic big Walmart stores like that, the TL lights, too many computer screens, that just stresses the body out. That raises your vibration in a way that you want to protect yourself. And usually, like I said before, when you want to protect yourself from that, you actually close the base chakra, and we're trying to open it up. So remove yourself from this environment and go to one where there is nature, any kind. And if you can't, try hanging some trees. It is scientifically proven that if you have a poster with trees and plants in the office, that you're feeling better than staring at a gray wall. Yeah. And this is all things that help your body, like colors. They matter. Colors affect your life. What you smell, what you see, the vibration of the light. Maybe you just need to go in a place where there's no 5, 4, 3G phone connection, Wi-Fi, light things, you know, and just remove yourself from the electricity for a while. However, I do want to say that if people have a really big difficulty with the Wi-Fi and especially the 4G, then it's the time to get your heavy metals checked. Then I would recommend finding a colleague of mine or do a hair test and start doing some heavy metal detox, because the more mercury, lead, aluminium is stuck in your body, the more these kind of things affect you. And they trigger some anxiety in your body. They trigger fear in your body. They make you raise your vibration in a way that you're closing, like I said, your base chakra. You want to open up. So relaxation, for people that, it really depends on the type of person. I'm not this person, but I know that there are people that really helps to go swimming. For me, a shower is good, but if I really go swimming, I like swimming, but this is not my way of connecting with my body, because I am a person, like I said, I like desert. So for me, going in the sauna, like when there's not too many people, like this Finnish dry sauna with some nice eucalyptus smell, this will all help you back in your body. These are my favorites. So when I have like I want to go to the sauna.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah. And then there's this meditation, there's this relaxation of your muscles. You can put your attention to your muscles. And I have actually some really nice meditations for that on my website. So they are free. If
what's your website again? Just so people...
On my website, healthybywendy.com.
There we go. Healthybywendy.com.
Then, oh no, it's in Dutch, but then you choose English, and then Wendy, why everything is in Dutch? Okay, just send me a message. I'll send you everything in English. Because you have to go in the, how you say that? I have this landing page thing that I made, like in a marketing day. You go on the landing page, you put your email in, you get like a meditation, and you get another email, and then you get recipes.
Mailing list.
Like a mail. Yes, it's like an automated mailing list, but then it's only for a free book and free meditation. And then I take you like 5 steps towards connecting to yourself, to what you really want, and what it is that you need to succeed, either with a raw food diet or any other health goal that you have. So
that's beautiful.
I can enter anybody, but it's...
I just contact you then. I mean, either probably personally on your Instagram here or on your website, I'm sure it would work. And,
yes, absolutely.
That reminded me as well that you have an amazing book all about the sauce in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. And what really perked me on that is we were talking about heavy metal. And I know you have a heavy metal detox sauce recipe in your book, which is pretty cool. It's a heavy metal pesto, is it not?
It is. It's my favorite. I so much love this. It's also very high to help you with your iron. So I have my cycle as a woman, and I always know, like I know when my period's coming, because I'm like crazy.
Need more sauce. I need that sauce.
I need it. And then I come with like 2 gigantic cilantro bunches, 2 gigantic parsley bunches, and all my other little ingredients, and I put them in the blender. Wendy, yes, it says 1.5 liter. That's fine. And I take a spoon or a fork. Look, it's dressing. I know, but I like it. Yeah. And what are you eating for dinner? I don't know. I finish this first.
I'll have dressing.
And after, maybe I take a fruit, but I'm good now.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Cilantro is one of my favorites ever, and I'm a sauce lover too. I could just have like a bowl of sauce. I mean, it turns into a soup, but saucy dishes are pretty darn good.
Saucy soup. What's your favorite saucy soup?
Probably like a mango tomato, but I really like, if I to be really honest, I like it more like kind of stew-like, which kind of blends between stew and soup. Like chopped up tomatoes and zucchinis and bok choy stems, and then a really thick kind of soupy sauce with mango tomato and tons of bok choy greens, cilantro, and arugula, just like chunked in there and like pulsed, and that's really good.
Yeah, I learned that from you.
One of my favorites.
To make that stew kind of thing, because I never ate that anymore when I went raw, and I wasn't missing it at all. And in the beginning, I found it strange to do that, but I kind of like, why not? It's got something. I'm way more lazy. I like to just, you know, chop the vegetables and put the sauce in, and I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, no, I hear
Keep
you.
it simple. Keep it
I've been
simple.
I've been pretty lazy myself, to be honest. And tomatoes aren't really bumping in season right now, so I haven't been making as many of those. But
Yes,
all
you
in its
don't have.
place.
You told me. Well, we have, like, I saw in Andalusia enough tomatoes, but you know why they're not coming to you?
Hmm.
Because they're on strike here, and the
Wow.
trucks and everything go toot toot on the road, and they make blockages, and then food doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's funny though. Like the tomatoes are 3 to 4 times the price they were like 2 months ago, but
Oh,
everything else is about the same. You know, so
oh,
tomatoes is just the one thing that I've really noticed, and they
oh.
aren't exceptional anyway. You know, like if they're exceptional, then maybe, but so I've just been enjoying different things. You know, but
Okay, well, we don't need tomatoes all year round, do we?
yeah,
Okay,
tomatoes is one that I sometimes I feel like is good to take a break from for me because I'm like enamored by them. Like when I was in Costa Rica before, I'd be getting 25 kilos of tomatoes a week every week, and like just sometimes I'd wake up and have a meal of tomatoes for breakfast. You know, and like so I can stand to take a break from them.
oh, that's why you're such an example for my boy. Like, he loves tomatoes for breakfast, and I'm like, oh, really? You know, and then he's like, okay, I take banana. Okay, no, take the tomatoes. I'm glad you want to change from banana breakfast to tomato breakfast, because
Yeah.
normally he eats banana breakfast.
Yeah, bananas are pretty darn good too. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now is like a banana breakfast and then a orange based curry dinner. But I'm excited for tomatoes of the summer. You know, like truth be told, I think tomatoes are probably my top 5 fruits when they're good quality.
Yeah, I have to share you a secret.
Okay.
Another, yes. So you see this?
Yes, looks like a pizza or what is it?
Yeah, yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like a pizza.
Yeah.
So it's in my book
Yes.
because this sunny tomato dressing is just like amazing for pizza. That is in my book. But when I made this, when I made the dressing, when I made this photo, I just got inspired by your pizzas.
Oh, honored by
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So I was corn in pizza,
Yeah.
and so this was one of the like the fifth time or something, and I was with a friend when we made this. My friend made the cashew cheese,
Yeah.
and I made the bottom, inspired by you. And
Yeah.
then I put my sunny tomatoes on. So it's it's an example serving. But I think I should let you know because a lot of people will be downloading this bundle and they'll go like, why is Chris Kendall in Wendy's book? Yeah, because I have to mention it. I cannot just say I made it up myself. I didn't make it up. I got inspired.
Or we're all inspired by somebody, you know, and I think it's important. Like we're all resting on the shoulders of others before us, and you know, learning and growing and taking the best parts and discarding the rest. And you know, but I'm humbled and honored that my crusts influenced you a little bit, and that they've made their ways into your pages and will be eaten by even more people. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and this is such an amazing example because we were people that were not really raw, but they were making a lot of raw dishes, and we all like everybody made a different part, and we ended up making a pizza and eating pizza together. And I think this
Nice.
bundle is like that, you know, like we have all these different books, and as you have them, you can try recipes from everybody and put your own taste to it, make your own variety, and share with your friends. And then you end up with such a amazing social and a social connection, and as well as a tasty connection, you know, by food and by food
Absolutely.
and company.
Makes a nice community, right? And I think that's one thing that's really fun about the bundle too is the group book and also the community vibe. You know, like the community vibe right now with all the lives and everyone coming together, that's just awesome to be spreading. But also the group book. I mean, the theme is potluck, right? So it's like hopefully inspiring people to, you know, recreate them with others and try and bring more people together and you know just get that whole communal vibe pumping because that's what a lot of people miss when they get into a different style of eating is you know sometimes they're missing the community or they're missing the sharing of food with others and if you have all these recipes well you can just say like hey let's have a potluck, and the theme is raw food. Here's some recipes to try, you know?
Absolutely, yes. And this is, I also learned that it's okay that other people eat something else, and and my boy, we eat this, and we go to potlucks and we go to sharing. Like now, just I was there, but it's okay. I make a sauce, or I make a salad, or I make ice cream, and they make something else. They take something of me. Maybe I don't take from them, but that's fine. You know, like
Yeah.
we are together, we're eating at the same time, we're enjoying each other's company. And in this way, it's also really amazing. And apparently I'm inspiring people here to eat vegetables now. And,
Nice.
you know, and trying, I had one trying their first raw meal. And she said to me, Wendy, this was my first raw vegan meal. And then after came the questions. Normally I eat meat with every meal 3 times a day. So do you think, what can I do if I want to eat more vegetables and leave out the meat sometimes? And I thought, oh, that's so beautiful question, you know, like, yeah, for somebody who's just used to eating meat 3 meals a day and grains and meat and nothing else, that's, where do you start?
Yeah.
But they're trying, and, you know, they buy my book.
That's awesome. Every new bite, you know, like every extra bite of fruits or vegetables is a win, you know, and everyone's starting from where they are right now, right? So
yes, it's not just only for people who are strictly raw vegan.
No, of course not.
And like, you know, there was also people who are just vegan, or people that just want to eat more healthy foods.
Yeah.
Is that
absolutely
you?
I think it must have been on my computer. Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's like ping.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. I have my computer and my phone beside each other, but sometimes a notification that you'd think would be on my phone goes on my computer. Oh, it's weird.
Okay. Or maybe
yeah.
it's the alarm.
No, I don't have another live coming up too soon, so we're all good. Okay. But I think that's really an important point, right? Because, like, you know, a lot of people think in the all or nothing kind of way, and like, oh, like I need to go 100% vegan or 100% raw. And I mean, you know, there are differing opinions on that, but at the end of the day, really, like, I think honoring where you're at and seeing a direction and feeling comfortable going at the speed that you feel comfortable with, you know, is like a big win. And the more fruits and vegetables you put in your mouth, you know, and the more recipes you explore and find ones you like, it's just going to, again, kind of point you in a direction. And that's great.
Yeah, it's all everybody at their own pace. I love that. And yeah, try to support everybody at where they are at that moment. And if you have very severe health issues, either, you know, in traumas or physical health, like psychological health as well, I really be the turtle.
Yeah.
Take it easy, go slow. Your body really needs the time to adjust, and whatever you add, that is better, and try to do a little bit like that for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're a little frozen up. I think that's really good advice. I mean, everyone has their own past, and everyone can, you know, go at their own pace, but being easy on yourself and congratulatory for yourself for all of the successes, and, you know, just honoring your own path without stressing about it really, really goes a long way. So hopefully Wendy does pop back and we don't, oh, well, she left, but we're still live here. So hopefully she'll be able to pop back in here pretty quick. But thanks everyone who's here with me. And if anyone has any questions on this fun topic, thank you so much for the hearts and the love. We've been really enjoying chatting here today and bringing up this subject. As I mentioned before, both Wendy and I are part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, which is only here till the 11th. And just so you know, in case you're wondering, it is completely different from any of the bundles in the past. We just started this on the 1st. It's got completely brand new books and mini courses. None of them were in any past bundles at all created just for this one, including the group book, which is specific only to this bundle too. And you can't buy it outside of it, where 40 plus of us chefs came together with our potluck recipes to showcase that. So Wendy, good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I just heard that you were sharing the amazing bundle with everybody.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think that Instagram's not liking me anymore. It keeps crashing, and you know what it did just now? It
Huh.
says that I was logged out. You
Oh,
are
weird.
it says logging out, you are logged out. And then it lost my account.
Huh.
So I hope I do not get blocked. Maybe they don't like it that I'm so lazy on Instagram and now I'm making all these videos and posts and it's going like, Wendy, what are you doing?
Like, did somebody hack your account and is using it a whole bunch now?
Maybe. I had somebody try to hack my account last week,
Yeah.
sending me messages like, click this link and I'll give you money. You need to confirm. You need to confirm your Instagram account. Log in with my name.
Your blue
Yeah.
check
Don't do
is it?
that.
Yeah. I've had a bunch of those lately too. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So I thought maybe somebody's after me like that. You know, like I know I don't do that.
No, no.
But so thank you for sharing.
There's a lot of people that are doing that, and I've sadly heard of friends losing their accounts and all that because they fall for one of those scams. And when
Oh.
people send you stuff like, "Hey, uh, like I won some money, and here's $1,000 if you can answer the question like what is up or down," like it's always a scam,
Oh yeah. No, this was somebody that used photo of a friend of mine
Mhm.
and like text and post. So they like copied half of their Instagram page and name
Yeah,
and everything and just changed the name to new or something like new was behind it. And then just chatting with me and I was like, this is weird. Like, why would she ask that? She already know all this. And I'm like, are you okay? Do you
mm,
know who I am?
yeah,
Then yeah, can you help me get back in my account?
yeah. I had that exact
Stuff
same
like
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, actually, I've had that with three different people in the last about 3 months, where somebody who I haven't talked to for years, just out of the blue, kind of messages me like that exact same thing. Like, I'm locked out of my account. All you got to do is, do like a request with your account, and then this and that. And I'm like, you know what? You can probably find someone else who can help you. And then they get really like insistent, like, why can't you help? Like, I need your help now. It's like, block, sorry. Like, message that person on another account. Your account's hacked, and sure enough, it was, right? But
Yeah, so we're giving out a safety warning here as well. So now
yeah,
it's 13 plus, right? This video for kids.
yes, yeah,
The
yeah.
warning. All
Got it.
right.
Got to
Well,
help people.
I want to say at least thank you for letting me part of the bundle again. I
Of
really
course.
enjoyed it the other time, and I'm really enjoying it now. And I love talking with you and answering questions. And we already here for like 1 hour, and I was gonna ask you about the breath work, but yeah,
Yeah,
you have a few minutes to answer.
yeah, for sure. What are you wondering yourself?
So I know that you do all this Kundalini yoga with this breath work, like fast
Yeah,
breathing. And for me, it's really an experience that connects me to my body. But
yeah,
I also have a feeling that it raises my vibration because after it's way easier to connect to intuitive things.
yeah.
And I was wondering how you experienced that, or if you like study it, because I didn't study it. It's just my personal experience.
I did in times in the past, but I'm definitely more grounded in just the practice, than in the studying aspect of it. And yeah, what I really find is through the breath of fire and utilizing that and some breath holds, that I just feel like a really heightened sense of like connection to the moment, and also like almost it's like the world goes into technicolor, and like all of your senses just feel like extra heightened. It's a pretty expansive practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I experienced that same thing. And then for me, after it's very easy to take myself or other people in a meditation
Yeah.
or go into something like connecting to a trauma. Like I said before, like if you hurt your knee,
Mm.
to heal it afterwards, not just only with your amount of oxygen and CO2, but also with with your just your
Intention.
energy as a channel. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think, I mean, everything to me is connected, right? And I mean, certain people and certain viewpoints or sciences will explain one aspect, and will claim it to be the only. But in reality, there's many things at work, at least that's the way I see it. There are many things at work, some known, some unknown, some yet to be known, and But irregardless, you know, I think the potency is just in the practice, right? It's just
Yeah,
applying it, right? I mean,
yeah,
otherwise they're all just concepts and, you know, ideas. But if we
it's
want to
the
move, then we
yeah.
got to do something.
Yeah, well, I would like to say to people watching and then watching the video after, that's really cool to practice this kind of yoga and breath work, and really find yourself a nice teacher or some, you know, some exercises. Like I just got them from a book before I met people that did it.
Mm.
And just you can make your energy go round, you can make your energy go in the earth, you can make your energy bigger and smaller and connect to different parts of yourself and different dimensions. And the breath is like a tool. Like for me, it's like a tool that helps you to do that, to be, and really to be healthier, or to be at least happier, like mental health, I guess.
Huge.
That, and I know that there are always warnings, like in my studies, they always warn, like, don't do this with people who had a psychosis, meaning people that have a psychosis, they are in anxiety, their vibration is high, and they are in fear. And yeah, it's always good to find a teacher, or, you know, get some
Well
background.
versed. Absolutely.
Don't go
Absolutely.
jumping off the bridge and trying to swim the river if you first have to get your first diploma A in the baby pool, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes it just pays to be aware of your breath, right? Just starting there instead of going into a particular practice, you know. And
Yeah,
I think it is amazing because, you know, talking about like the differing views and stuff. And I mean, there's so many rich cultures and traditions that involve breath work, you know, but science has really shown that breath work is one of the quickest ways to change your state, no matter what the state is, like you mentioned. So it's like you can choose to calm down by becoming conscious of your breath and breathing evenly and deeply. Just like usually when you find yourself in distress, people are, you know, breathing shallow and fast, you know. So you can slow things down, or if you need to like get hyped up and you really need that quick energy, you can start to breathe faster and get your system moving. And it's just an amazing thing how much breath work affects us, and we always have it, you know. I mean, raw food diet is incredibly powerful, it's amazing, you know, but it requires external things. We need to go get stuff, eat stuff, mix stuff, whatever. Whereas at any given moment, you know, you have at your disposal your breath, and you can utilize it as a tool for deeper connection to yourself, for relaxation, and for better connection with others, you know. Because like you said, if you become aware of tension in your body while you're talking, well, take a second, take a deep breath and relax into yourself, and then be more open to the moment rather than trapped in your own energy, you know. So it's an amazing
yeah,
tool.
cool. Yeah, that's why I recommended the heavy exercise, the cardio. You have no other choice than to be deep. I cannot even talk anymore. Breathe deeply.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely. And that strengthens that and gets you physical right in your body.
Yeah. That's
Sweet.
cool.
Well,
That's
it's
cool.
been a pleasure, Wendy. Is there anything that you want to leave anyone with? And again, I do want to just mention, you know, that the bundle's in both of our pages. If you want to show Wendy some support, go to her Healthy by Wendy Instagram, grab the bundle through her, check out her website, sign up to her mailing list, and otherwise PM her on that. But is there anything else that you want to leave everyone with?
Yeah, want to let everybody that watch know that we're having the Dutch Food Festival this year.
Yes.
It's 8 to 11 of August, and Dutch means in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention that. And even if you don't come, I will also post all my videos on the YouTube channel of the Dutch Food Festival, so that if you're not coming, you can still feel a part of our community and get all the knowledge and feel not alone.
And your YouTube is Healthy by Wendy as well?
So I have Healthy by Wendy YouTube, and I have Dutch Food Festival YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I'll do my best to put it all in the Dutch Food Festival. It's quite a new channel, but I really want to keep our community informed and connected. And well, now people know me, and I'm really from the energetic healing. So yeah, the Dutch Food Festival does have this holistic hygienist kind of health thing to it compared to maybe other festivals that are more oriented on the food itself, or maybe on sports or something like that.
That's beautiful. As I said, I think it's all connected, and we can, you know, become myopic and focus on one corner because maybe that's a loose corner for us, but the more well-rounded we are with it, and I don't want to be throwing up symbols or anything like that. Ooh, you know, but you know, the more we that'll be a screenshot. The more, yeah, look at, oh gosh, screenshots for sure.
And what are they doing?
The more well-rounded. Sorry.
Then they go, what are they, Chris and Wendy, doing in this video with the triangle?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my,
guys.
Oh my. But again, thank you so much, Wendy, and thanks so much everyone for joining us and for all the fun questions. And we'll be seeing you again here soon, hopefully in the 3D.
Well, thank you for your questions. I mean, like, I was able to answer questions. I love it. Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Pleasure to have you on here for sure. And
right, thanks,
we're very blessed you're a part of the bundle as well. Absolutely.
All right. Have a beautiful evening.
You too. I'll see you here in the next future.
Yeah, it's good.
See you guys.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.